Alright guys, so there's quite a bit of new things at CES this year, but I think the ones to focus on really is the EVs that are coming out. Now, the EV companies are really focusing on battery longevity and how long it can go on a single charge. But the most important one here, I really think, is the AI part of it. And I think a lot of companies are working on autonomous driving. But there are a few companies that are just starting out right now, so they're focusing really on just the overall experience of owning an EV. And I think there are a couple companies that are focusing on it very well, but there are a couple here that I think are coming out with really awesome designs, like the ID.7, the VinFast, and the new one that I'm going to be talking about in this video. And I think it's the most important and the most popular one yet. And now for all you truck lovers out there, this is the one you really want to be focusing on because it's going to be competing against the CyberTruck and the Rivian. Now just at first glance here, I think it really has a chance at the CyberTruck in terms of just overall design and what people are really familiar with. So let's go over it and see what we have here with the Ram 1500 EV. Alright, so before I just get into the specs and my thoughts of it, there is one special feature here that only comes with this truck, and there is no other companies out there that has something like this. So I think it's really interesting. We'll talk a little bit about that right at the end of this video here, but let's go ahead and look at some of the specs and the details and designs of this truck. Alright, so straight up from the front, you guys can really say it looks like a beast. It really does. Look at the lighting that it has. It shows Ram right at the front there, so it's really bold and it really pops at you at night. There's only one other vehicle that has this right now, and it's the ID.4 Volkswagen. So I don't know why other manufacturers aren't putting LED into their emblem or into their logo, because it really pops out. But if you guys own this truck, for sure you're going to be the one that stands out the most on the road. So that's really something that you guys want to look out for when you're seeing a truck come your way. Alright, so I really just have a list here, so I'm just going to go down one by one. So the first thing is the pass-through frunk. Now a lot of people have been requesting this in the CyberTruck, and I think it really is happening. But this one is definitely going to have it right from the start. So you guys can go from the trunk right into the cabin with a pass-through. That's something pretty awesome if you guys need to put in long pieces of wood and you need that additional inch or two. Now inside of this thing, there is 7 different screens. I'm not sure why there is so many, but definitely there's going to be 2 that's included for sure, and that's gonna be the mirrors. Now when I'm talking about the side mirrors, this is gonna be another part of it, but it is a 3D printed side mirrors, meaning that it's gonna be one of those Audi exclusive things that you guys typically see on some of the newer Audis. It has 2 of these cameras pointing backward, and then it's reflected on the inside of the vehicles as screen in HD. Now just keep in mind that this hasn't been approved for North America just yet, so likely they're just gonna slap on some regular old mirrors. So you're gonna have at least 5 screens in there, 2 at the front, the instrument cluster and the entertainment screen, and a couple screens in the back, possibly a climate control screen right in the middle, stacked just for you guys sitting at the back to play around with. Now just quickly, this has 3 rows, so you can squish the kids in the back. This has 24-inch wheels, likely for the purpose of just going off-roading. And then it also even has a mini fridge inside, just so you can store some of your beer or your drinks, some of the kids' watermelons or fruits or something like that. So that is definitely something that is welcomed. But let's go ahead and talk about some of the design aspects of this vehicle that makes it stand out so much. Now, if you take a look at this photo here, the doors open in a saloon style, meaning that there is no B-pillar, and it means that you can easily get inside no matter your size or shape, or you guys just want to drag something inside with you very easily to get inside without that B-pillar. I honestly wish a lot more vehicles out there use this kind of door style, but I think there's some limitations to that because it's very difficult to have no B-pillar because that is a structural part, and likely this truck here uses some kind of hardened steel on all parts of the vehicle just to make the cabin work without that B-pillar. Alright, and on to the outside of the vehicle, you do have a bed extender, so that means that if you need that extra inch or 2, you can extend it and be able to put everything inside with a safeguard at the back. And if you can't squeeze everything inside the trunk or the bed, you can put it into the front of the vehicle with its enormous frunk as well. It looks like somehow they were to squeeze most of the area of the front to make it into a frunk, unlike some other vehicles out there like the Tesla, where it only used roughly about 50% of the front as a trunk because of the drivetrain. Alright, and on the outside you also have a full glass roof, and it looks really nice. It's not like some of the glass roofs outside that you do see typically that has some railings on the side of it. This one is a gigantic glass roof, and it looks beautiful on the inside or just taking a view from the outside as well. And then the interior now just looks super futuristic, no instrument cluster, just like the Model 3 or Model Y from Tesla. So that's something a lot of EVs are kind of following trend right now. You can see that the new VinFast is also without the instrument cluster. And even now with the Ram, you're not going to be getting an instrument cluster as well. You're going to be relying on the MCU. Now I think I made a mistake earlier in the video saying that there is an instrument cluster. What I meant was there is a head-up display. So that is another part of the screen that they were factoring in as part of the 7 screens on the interior. Alright, so I said there was an exclusive thing that comes only with this car, but I think there is another one here I do want to mention before that one, and this is a follow me shadow mode. So if you guys don't know about this, this means that the car can just follow you around just like a little robot. So if you have your phone in your pocket and it's connected to the vehicle, you can walk wherever and the car will automatically try to follow you. So I guess that's something very similar to like the DJI drones out there, where you can just walk wherever you want to walk with the controller and it will follow you. I'm not sure how it's going to avoid all obstacles. Maybe it has a really good array of sensors out there to avoid literally everything, but I think this is kind of gimmicky at the moment. And on the topic of gimmicky, there is also crab mode. You guys already seen this in maybe the CyberTruck rendering and even in the Hummer EV, that it can turn all the wheels so you can literally just get into the smallest, tightest cracks while you're going off-roading. Alright, so on to the most exclusive thing here with this truck is that it's gonna have robotic charging. So when I talk about robotic charging, I'm not talking about like the arm sticking into the charging port like Tesla demoed out there years and years ago, and it's still not available yet. This is a more realistic way, and it acts just like a Roomba. So anytime you get home into your garage or wherever you're parking at, the Roomba would detect it within proximity, and it would detect the range and how much it needs to charge and how long, and it will automatically go on its own time underneath the vehicle and wirelessly charge your car. So that is something that's never been talked about before, that's never been seen before, and this is going to be the first. So this company is definitely going to be implementing this in all of their lines of vehicles in the future that are EV. So hopefully this is something they didn't patent and it can move on to other vehicle manufacturers as well, because I think it's a really great idea that when you come home, you really don't want to fetch for the charger and have to plug it in. You just want to go home, park your vehicle, and that's pretty much it. So it's a really genius idea from Dodge. I think they really hit the spot in this one, and a lot of engineering went into getting this to work. So there you guys have it. I think CES 2023 is going to be really awesome. There's a lot of other vehicles that I do want to talk about, and a lot of different other products too that is related to EV that I might talk about in a future video, like the ID.7. So anyways guys, keep a lookout for that, and if you guys want me to review or my opinion on any other vehicles during CES, let me know in the comments below, and I'll definitely be talking about that in another video for you guys. But this should be it. Hope you guys enjoyed it. This is John once again. Peace out.